Mm.
I
See
hear.
me?
I cannot see you, but I can hear you. Now I can see you too. Hello.
Oh, okay. What's happening, girl?
What's happening, man? What's going on? Your hair pulled back extra tight. Did you just take a shower? Is your hair wet? It seems really super
I
slick.
don't know. Do I need a shower?
I don't, your hair.
So, escaping New York. Huh?
Oh my God. It's gone over the top. Like, so now we've got a 35-year-old who thinks he's gonna fix everything. He's a
Oh,
millennial.
yeah.
Like, what
Yeah.
are we doing?
Yeah. You didn't even know you needed fixed.
Surprise. The only, what I have to say, as somebody who lives in a rent stabilized apartment, I was going to try to figure out how to get it frozen on the next round anyway. So if
Yeah.
for some reason he is successful in doing that,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
No.
Well, used to when we took pets to the vet, we called it getting them fixed.
Yeah, they still do. They
Yeah.
still call it
So,
that.
so maybe that's what it means to fix everybody, right?
Well, too late for me. I fixed myself. Time did that for me. The big M. That's right.
Yeah.
It happened. Sort of my mom, one of the things she said, she was so ahead of her time. She would just blurt stuff out. And hello. She would say things like, it's so freeing after menopause. You don't ever have to worry about getting pregnant. Like, well, yeah. And if you've been with the same person, then you don't, there's nothing to worry about at all. So there you go.
There you go.
How are
Yeah.
you?
I'm doing good, tired, getting ready to. Are we recording? Oh, okay. Well, I was going to announce my new business idea
Really?
to the public. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. It's called near-death experience vacations, right? And in other words, if you don't have a near-death experience, it's just not worth going. You're just going to come home with a bunch of photos of the beach or the mountains, right?
Or maybe a t-shirt that says now what, so what, then what,
Yeah.
or whatever the order you like it is.
Yeah. But just think, like we could take people to, the Donbass region of Ukraine, or take them to, if they want to get in early, take them to Venezuela or some other places around the world. Oh,
When
Bulgaria.
all they need to do is just breathe in really deep a bunch of times and like asphyxiate and then hope that they actually wake up from it. Isn't that the same thing?
Well, no, you get the sight and sounds. How's that? Like, think they could go to Palestine right now and, like, what we call be in the middle of it. Don't be on the sidelines just watching it all,
Yeah.
like on a TV or something,
Well,
right?
no, isn't that why people do ayahuasca?
I don't know.
Pretty sure
Never
they get to
never
go
tried it.
somewhere
Never
else and
tried
see
it.
other things.
Yeah, well, I just think that NDE vacations I'm announcing is the new business I'm in, and if anybody's interested, call me.
Well, I
We'll
think it's a
set it
great
up.
business because you don't have to go anywhere and neither do they.
Yeah.
Like it's completely virtual, but it's real.
Well,
It's
that
virtual.
that's like Blade Runner or something. It's like what was the other one? Schwarzenegger was in where he goes to Mars.
Not
Yeah,
Terminator. No.
yeah. But anyway,
Can
and they had the remake of it.
you imagine
Recall,
Schwarzenegger on Mars
recall.
with Elon Musk?
Yeah, recall. You don't need to
Total
go. You just
recall. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
total,
Yeah.
total recall. See, they could have that experience, but this time they get to do it for real, not through some
Some
virtual reality thing.
some
People
fake.
are in a virtual reality right now. They watch things like the election in New York, but they're not in New York, so therefore it's virtual reality.
Anybody who's in New York is escaping from New York, so this is actually good. Zoran Mamdani will have thinned out the crowd, which means less disease. There'll be less on the shelves, but there'll be less people here to buy it. So it all evens out. I don't see a
Oh,
problem.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Progress, we call it
You
progress.
know, my mom used to say that too. Progress, not perfection, dear.
No,
Okay.
not what?
Progress, not perfection.
Yeah, there you go.
Works for
I
me.
think they're well on their way. How's that?
It's that.
To progress. Yeah,
You know,
that's
as
what
long
the
as they keep
Soviets
trying, they
used
haven't
as their
failed,
slogan.
right?
Yeah. It'll be interesting, they said. I think they said that about the Vietnam War, but anyway.
I think when people are critiquing projects and they don't want to hurt the feeling of the people who are trying to pitch, when they say things like, that's very interesting, it's a hard no.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So the word interesting has its uses.
yeah. I look forward to the conversations that will occur over the next year or two.
Well, there will be many, I'm sure. I tagged you in a couple of responses I had on
Yeah.
Twitty Twitty
I,
X.
I figure it's all just a plot by uh, Miami real estate agents. That's all,
What if
right?
it's really just a plot by one of my parrots?
Huh?
What if it's really just a plot by one of my parrots?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, in Miami, the market was going down, and look, they just rescued it all in one boat. So
All in one vote. Well, that'll just take one tornado to
they
take out that
rescued the
vote.
yeah, they rescued the market. So they're good. So for condos and stuff. So
Well, but doesn't that mean that there's a really big hurricane coming that's going to flatten all of them like over the top, like beyond
yeah,
FEMA?
that
No.
gets into group karma. We're just going to skip that for now.
You know, Seth talks about that in Seth Speaks. Jane Roberts talked about karma and group karma and reincarnation. What do you think about the Seth Speaks and the Jane Roberts? Have you ever read
Well,
that?
I have an expert sitting next to me.
I love Seth. I love Seth too. I read it first when I was like 17 or 18. No, I'm a liar. 19 years old. 19. I was young.
When did you read?
I read it when I was in my early 20s, mid 20s.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then I revisited it just about 2 years ago in audiobook form, and I very much enjoyed it. I still go back when I don't when my mind is doing things and I don't feel like trying to control it, I'll just put Seth on or something that I know is coherent-ish. So
Yeah. At
yeah.
least it wasn't doing this like Bashar.
No, 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 and I don't do this when I listen to it.
Yeah.
I
So
don't.
yeah.
I went,
Oh
yeah,
no.
I let him suck 3 tubes out.
Yeah, the vampires are attacking.
The phlebotomist was like this little tiny lady, tinier than Seth Vanna White. And anyway, so that was interesting. I have a nice giant bruise
Oh
here.
yeah.
Yeah.
I heard of them.
Then he asked me if I wanted any vaccines, and I just looked at him. He said, "Okay, I'll skip that." Because he just wasn't
Yeah.
even going to try. It was really kind of funny. I didn't get pushback. I didn't anything. And then when it was time to talk to me, he asked me questions. Then he got to the vaccine part. He's like, "Okay, we're skipping that." I said, "Was that the vax stuff?"
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it
Yeah.
was pretty
I
quick.
call
And,
it too old to care anymore, right?
you know, it's whatever it is. I
Yeah.
mean, for whatever it's worth, I'm curious to see what the numbers science gauges things. Blood pressure was good. My temperature's fine. I haven't shrunk. I was 119 pounds.
Oh wow. You're doing good.
Yeah. 5'5", 119. That's pretty good.
I just I like one of those T-shirts that said "Lead a good life, eat organic food, exercise every day, pray, all this stuff. So die anyway."
Pretty much. Which
Yeah,
means you could eat kale anyway, couldn't you?
no kale, no kale, no sour cream, none of that. Like new,
What
right? No
what
yogurt. People say, "Oh, eat yogurt." No, I don't think
is
so.
it, the texture or the taste?
The texture's just horrible to me.
My mom had issues with mangoes and blueberries. Me, I don't have texture issues when it comes to food,
Yeah,
but I have serious issues. My mom didn't understand why I couldn't wear wool. She said, but I've lined it. It's like, but it still itches through the lining. You don't
yeah,
understand. And
yeah.
that's just like annoying all day long. And then
Uh,
it just makes me,
yeah. I had when I was growing up, I had a favorite blanket, basically the only blanket, but it was a U.S. Army World War One or something. It was made out of horsehair and wool. And you talk about itchy, right? And I just got used to it. I thought that was fine after, ever how many years of sleeping with it. But I didn't know the horsehair part, but man, you talk about something itchy.
so
So
now you,
wool doesn't bother me at all.
okay, so seriously, you still wear wool, or now that you have a point of reference, you haven't just
Yeah, yeah,
eliminated itchy clothes or what?
yeah. No, I have I don't even know what you call it. In India, they make these big kind of like garments, blanket type things, shawls, I guess you'd call them.
Yeah.
And I have one I bought 30 years ago, and it's made out of wool, and it's just like kind of like a heavenly fabric for the weight, and it's good in the cold. It's just like it's like being a kid with a binky again.
Yeah, yeah, I had a big blanket and I wouldn't leave it go. So my grandma got smart and she cut it into little
Yeah.
pockets and sewed it. So I had these little pocket things. So I was tuck with that. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm sure you're not going to be surprised. Till I was like 12 years old. And then
Yeah.
my mom got braces for me. And I kept sucking my thumb, and she's thinking, "Oh my God, I just spent $2,500 on this girl's mouth."
Yeah.
And this is like in the 1970s, right? So that's a lot of money on like so she's thinking that, and I told her I promise when I get a night brace, I'll stop. Sure enough, I got the night brace, and I thought, okay, well, that's it. There was some kind of line in the sand, and I was kind of really surprised with myself that I stuck to it, but I did.
Well,
So.
we generally solve that in siblings by beating them.
Yeah, well, I didn't have any of those. And I'm an only child of two only children. So,
Oh, they'd put, I remember my sister, they'd put Tabasco sauce on her thumb and stuff, right? Child torture was very much in vogue in the 50s,
well,
right?
sure.
Yeah. So,
I wouldn't have lasted 2 seconds. Although, I guess, had I not had another point of reference, I would have been fine because that's all I would have known. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Oh, well. Oh,
All
well.
right. Well, so you texted me now that we're all done talking about our binkies. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I called my thing, your binky to my dodo. They
Yeah.
were called dodos.
JoJo.
And if my
Yeah.
friend Ravenna's listening right now, you remember those. She remembers.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's known me since I'm 6, so she watched me give up the dodo.
Yeah.
Okay. The yin yang question. You wanted to revisit it.
Ah,
Said something about that. Do you need a second? Do you need to?
labor, labor. He, do you remember the question he asked about the yin yang or male female?
I can go find it.
See if you can find it. So I want to make sure I answer correctly.
In the meantime, I reached out to Waffle House. I emailed,
Yeah, good.
I did.
And a personal note to Vlad, right?
Vlad, I haven't sent anything to Vlad because I wasn't sure what was going to happen at like who was going to
Yeah,
be New York mayor and I
yeah.
don't need problems. I have enough problems. I don't need to
Anyway,
set any more in ish in prob in
right.
set any more in motion. Okay. Uh okay. I'm not finding his question right now.
Let me see if I can find it.
I could probably scroll down. Here, isn't this fun, you guys? I should play some music. I'll play some music or something.
Mhm.
Randy's playing some music. Previous notifications.
Oh, well, we'll just have at it. How's that?
Yeah, you wanted to revisit the male-female aspect of the yin yang, I think
Yeah.
specifically, if that helps.
So when Godzilla created the universe, right,
Yes.
there, in order to introduce chaos, they divided it into a duality. How's that?
Yes.
So all cultures used to refer to that duality in the beginning as day and night. So I think it's in the
Huh.
book somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So then they started applying it to everything. So God didn't make man, he made man and then had something to work with. So he made women. How's that?
I'm amazed I didn't just see a hand come in and
Yeah. So we go into polarity, we go into chaos. How's that? And because never the twain shall meet. And I learned that from a book when I was about 8 years old called East of the Sun and West of the Moon. And it took me years to be able to come up with why that made sense to me. Okay.
yeah.
Because if you keep going east, you end up where you are. And if you keep going west, you end up where you are.
Well,
So does
yeah.
that mean there's no east and west or there's no duality? I don't know. But anyway, that was where I first learned to question that. So it's a great book. It's a great children's book. It's kind of like a philosophy book. So anyway, as I got older, I started applying what I call energy equations to all this. And so when the subject of male and female, like in Taoism and a bunch of other cultures, I decided to look at it from an energetic standpoint. And what I came up with is that we could say there's male energy and female energy. How's that? Same way we'd say there's daylight or daytime and nighttime. In other words, there's no attributes to it. There's no one is good or one is bad. They just represent existence. But then you start looking and you start realizing that there may be what we call a middle ground. In other words, maybe things aren't 100% day or 100% night. And we know that because we have transition areas or neutral areas called dawn and dusk. So now, most people are some percentage male and some percentage female, and it varies with the individual. So, so it's not that you're male or female because I've never met 100% male or 100% female. What I've met is 80s and 90s and 50s and 40s and everything in between. So if you assign a set of attributes to darkness or light or day or night or male or female, you start developing up a set of information. And so now we start having attributes and characteristics and all the other things. So, like me, I generally run around 85-15, meaning 85% male, 15% female. But I also learned to modulate that. You learn like in the workplace or relationships to crank it up or crank it down. So what you have today, from what I see, is a lot of people that are like, say, in the 70-30 range. And so now we get into something to break the internet with. There's no such thing as homosexuality. There's only a polarity balance based on the amount of male and female you have in you because you seek your opposite. It's an electromagnetic phenomenon to find somebody. If you're a 60-40, you're going to find a 40-60. If you're an 85-15, you're going to find an 85-15 or 15-85 on the other side. And then you have a range. You have a range of, like me, let's say 90-10 and 80-20. Okay. So now we can explain all relationships just based on their balance and their polarity. How's that?
All I kept thinking was, I guess there could be a dawn and a dusk relationship and
Right.
a day and a night relationship if you want to get completely polarized with your
Right.
app,
Right.
right? And I'm just thinking about it in relationship to the sun up and sundown now because of what you said before.
Yeah. So, so what happens is you really can't have any judgment about where somebody is energetically because it just like saying there's day and night. It just represents their immediate reality for whatever reasons. And they don't have to be genetic, they don't have to be inclination, they don't have to be transference, they don't have to be education or lack thereof, they don't have to be opportunity. It's just like you throw all that out the window. And so what you find is people will gravitate to their polar opposite. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
And if there's an imbalance, there is no basis for a relationship. It's like if I take my hands and turn like this, okay, there's 100% integration. But most of the time, there's less than 100% integration in a relationship. And so we go through that process of accommodation or acceptance. Okay.
Better watch out what you do with your hands. People are going to start accusing you of doing this when you talk.
Yeah, right.
Ah.
But so now we eliminate the whole idea of um, labeling instead of just staying an energetic statement. It'd be far better, it's like if you just announce to a person at the beginning so that they would know, so they'd have to learn to calibrate their polarity basis, right? Their polarity stance, we would say. And that would eliminate a lot of this, like looking for love in all the wrong places. How's that?
It would. I mean, and I guess if we wanted to bleed over into certain compartments, like the idea and energetically understanding yourself energetically, just because you're 80, 50, 85, 15, or let's say 85, 15 the other way. If I
Yeah.
felt like I was 85 male and 15 female, if I understand myself energetically, is it enough to understand that the energy is that and stay in a female body? What,
Well,
at what point do you start altering your physicality to accommodate your energy? Because I think that that's
well,
what people,
it it's more like you would, they call it self-realization, I think, is that you would realize that there is about me that I like 90-10s or 80-20s or 85-15s or something. there can't be any judgment involved, is what I'm saying. It's just recognition of like, it's the equivalent of saying how tall you are or anything. But the knowledge of it would allow you to go, not find fault with it in yourself or others. Instead, it would allow you to be able to say, hey, I'm attracted to this type of person, right?
Mhm.
And that way, you don't have to declare any kind of stance. Like, I don't walk into a bar and go, hey, I'm 100% male, right? Anybody got a problem with that? I might have done that when I was younger, by the way. Might have, right? And
Mm.
it's like, and we know what the outcome of that is, that other people would take umbrage at that and might want to dispute it in a physical way, right? So,
Yeah, well, but you love fighting, so
yeah, so, well, that's like I say, one way to stir them all up. And, it just takes all the heat out of it and throws it into an area where we no longer have to have contention about, if you're 90-10 or something and somebody else is 50-50. Like, it's just a reality. There's no reason to find fault with it, right?
you basically just
But
neutralized it into
yeah, but
literally.
then your job is to find your polarity balance or polarity completion, we would call it. So, having done that, you would stand a better chance of a relationship, we'll say. So, in addition to being an expert on what was it, all the things I'm an expert on?
A bromance. You started with bromance. That's where it all
Yeah,
started.
romance. Now I'm a ex subject matter expert on relationships and romance. So everybody's welcome to call me, just not on my birthday Saturday. How's that?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to
But
you,
if they'd like a personal message from my
Randy.
birthday, they can they can punch in ZELLE and I'll respond to them. How's that?
Happy hundreds and thousands of
Yeah,
ZELLE
there you go.
birthday to you.
Yeah.
You know, Zell is kind of a lot like Zilla. There's only
Yeah.
different vowels.
Yeah.
Switch out the vowels, and Zilla is Zell.
Yeah. I
No,
like.
it's kind of like switch the letters around and
Oh
Liane
yeah.
is
Yeah.
alien.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of tithing to the church, they can just go directly to Zelle and directly to you or me. No middleman, right?
No, no, my Zell is my cell phone number, and then I have
Yeah.
Venmo.
Yeah.
Then
So
there's, there's the GoFundMe,
yeah.
but I don't know if we want to talk about
Yeah. Praise the Lord. That's Lord Kong, by the way. But anyway,
if
as
anybody.
in King, right? King
Lord
Kong.
Kong, Lord
So
Kong,
anyway,
shelf. He's been
yeah.
shelved.
So I'm glad we got that straightened out for everybody to play with and be mad about or upset or not. But for some people, it might be comforting to know kind of like just where they're at
Maybe they
energetic.
can go think about something else. I found the provocateur's question, by the way.
Yeah.
It says, do you have a couple techniques that can balance yin and yang energies?
Oh, well, the first thing would be why would you want to? See, people don't think that way. It's like if you wanted to balance it, I'll give you a technique. There's alternate nostril breathing and Kundalini yoga. Okay. Inhale through the left, exhale right, or inhale and right. Inhale left and exhale left, inhale right, exhale right. There's different techniques. But one of my yoga teachers said, if you ever want off the planet, just inhale through both at the same time and you're out of here. So there, Matt, is a perfect way for you to balance the male and female energies, the right and left, the Ida Pingala, and you can just shushuma your way right on out of here.
What about Brahmari breath? I like that. Bumblebee breath. That makes me happy. That takes me weird
Yeah,
places. When I vibe and that like that whole
yeah.
low, I definitely check out when I do that.
But those who want to be more let's say male-like, which would be in the aspect or attribute of aggression, then there's a technique I teach called bull breathing. All right. And it's yeah, it's like like the bull snorts and breathes before its attacks, right? And then on the female side, there's something called the Adi Shakti meditation. And if you can get 30 people together, I will teach it. But it's to energize the female side, just like the bull breathing energizes the male side.
Okay, listen, you keep saying 30 people. We've got 39
Yeah.
viewers. Like, and I also have like 279 viewers on Riding the Frequency. I'm wondering, you guys, if we were to take like a Lee TV playlist and put it on Riding the Frequency, would you guys be able to handle moving over that
Um,
way? Because that
I,
would increase our
I
viewers.
was I was informed that we had 931 views last week on LinkedIn. I don't know who's looking at it, but I thought that was pretty interesting, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
like, and I got a friend of mine. Remember how like the old studios used to work, where the studios would put certain actors under contract?
right.
There are two people I know who are trying that template again, and they've gotten a couple of rounds of funding, and I think they just need two more rounds, and they're off to the races. And so they'd like to make me one of their core chorale
Yeah,
acts. Right. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
yeah.
And then this movie. Today I got another email that an offer has been made to somebody whose name I cannot mention yet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
All
always like that. But
is
they have
part of the deal.
4.9 million followers. So the distributor, I mean, the financier likes that. So if she says yes, that pretty
Yeah,
much gets us our money. And
yeah,
once that happens, like, when I said I think I'll probably be shooting a movie next March, I wasn't kidding.
yeah. And that's where $1 for each follower, and you have your funding,
There
right?
you go.
Sell them what we call sell them a pre-ticket or pre-premiere ticket. What do you call that? Preview?
Uh, is that the tier stuff that you talk about? Like when you
Yeah,
get your
yeah.
early
Early,
access,
early bird special, I
early
think they.
bird special, early access to the content that nobody else gets to see until later because they didn't
Yeah,
pay.
you have to make it mysterious and unobtainable, right? Kind of like Taylor's wedding tickets, right?
I
She
already
had the
have her
wedding, but she
divorce.
has to
I have
sell
her
tickets.
divorce song. I have it ready for her when
Yeah,
she's ready.
yeah. I think
Right
I
here.
think when we do that duet to sing it a cappella, archipelago, I think we will
We'll
break
sing a
the.
duet in the
I,
archipelagos.
I
What do
think
you
we
think?
will break the internet and people be astounded and
Anna has to wear a gown for when we do our duet. She'll have to
yeah,
hold the
yeah,
spotlight and announce
and
us. It'll be fabulous. Oh dear.
yeah. We'll probably have a record contract by the end of the day.
Oh Lord. I don't know. We could just sit there and scream. And
Can
then
you call them records anymore? What do you call
um antiquated.
them? Yeah, call it. Come and listen to my
What do
digital
you call it?
my digital upload, my
That sounds inappropriate.
my WDU something.
Please.
Language of the time, right?
It's called an antique. That's what it's called.
Yeah. And oh,
Oh, what?
if anybody needs rescued in New York,
Come to
that's
my house.
yeah, that's another sideline I have. For a $500,000, you can have a three-bedroom home completely paid for, car and furniture completely paid for, and a business, and relocating to beautiful Oklahoma. How's that?
Oh,
Forget
I thought
Florida.
you were saying that like if you want to come to New York and escape to New York because nobody's
No.
here anymore, you can be my
Oh, no.
roommate and
Yeah.
all it'll cost you is what's
Yeah.
the balance due?
No.
$46,000. And
No.
you
When
can live with me for a week.
after everybody's left, that's when we do the near-death experience about taking people back to New York City for a week.
Well,
Okay.
that's like having a near-death experience because it's
Yeah.
such a
See, the NDE's guaranteed. Just call for a
right.
vacation.
You don't even have to die or go to sleep. It's just like a waking NDE the whole time
Yeah.
you're in New
Yeah.
York. And then
Yeah.
you'll wonder what you did wrong to have earned going there.
Yeah. Just let them sleep on the street one night. We'll see how they do. All right.
Um, I don't know.
See,
We'll find out.
we'll have a rescue team, 30 feet away just to make sure they have the experience, but it doesn't go too far,
It
right?
has to be special
'Cause-
forces and they
Yeah,
have to have been trained by you or I don't want them.
because we want repeat customers, we want those what customer reviews, we want 5 stars,
Five
right?
stars on Yelp for
Yeah,
Liane
yeah,
and
yeah.
Randy. Randy and Randy get five
Well,
stars
see,
on Yelp.
so we can make money by, the relocation program to Oklahoma, and we can make money per NDE vacations. I mean, I think we have a lot to offer the general public at this
I
time.
I still want to figure out how to air that Waffle House commercial sent me, like without getting in trouble, because it's
Yeah, I think there's something about you can do 15 seconds or something. I never have figured that out.
yeah, I don't know. You got all these other clowns saying I can show it to you, but I can't run the sound, otherwise it's a copyright infringement. Okay.
Right, right. Like I said, there's some what they call it, for educational purposes or something, you're allowed
Something
to.
like that. Yeah, either that or what I could do is like have no sound and then I could dub all the words I want to come out of his mouth.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'll
I
just do a
like that.
dubbing job.
Hey, I could do that with a Taylor Swift song. I could do the vocals. Wow. Right?
Go get a karaoke version of one of her songs,
Yeah.
sync it up.
I think it would crash the internet, and I don't even know I mean, the implications of that are way
Oh,
beyond me.
what?
Kind of like invading Venezuela. I think the implications of that are way beyond Trump.
I feel like if you did that, Kelsey might come and knocking on your door, but not for any
Oh, that's
good reason.
right. And he's 100% man, so I'd have trouble with that.
No, you'd have fun.
Oh my, that would be
Maybe it's an
something to look for.
uppercut and then a
Yeah,
cross
yeah.
and then a jab.
I could tell him, meet me at the Rio Palm Mall in Marshall, Texas, and we'll just work it out. You got to choose your battlegrounds, and that's a
Jab,
good one.
cross,
Yeah.
uppercut. I like that. That's probably flows better. Don't you think? Jab, cross, uppercut. I like it. And then knee, knee, knee. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, there
We
you
could
go.
do our drills at the guy.
That's a good combination.
I'd probably bounce off of him.
I would imagine.
I'm only weigh 119 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, this probably never happened to you. I was good at pile driving big men. I could do that, like running forward and pile driving. But then every once in a while, I would try to throw back kicks and just bounce off people because I
Yeah.
didn't have the same the inertia and the
Yeah.
velocity backwards as I did.
There's a great martial art technique that says if you weigh 25 pounds more than your opponent, run over them. Right? Kind of like now we're into football. See, football is a martial art, right?
Well, we had grappling and we also had like knife drills and gun drills, like
Oh yeah, yeah.
right.
We
So
do.
we had all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. It's like the Dallas Cowboys. I think it's better to call them the Dallas Cowgirls
I was
after
just gonna say, don't they
their
suck?
season. Yeah, but we used to have an exercise where we would run and smack into a tree. Okay. And it's like you learn to dissipate or transfer all your energy, and you weren't injured when you did that, right? So I think I could teach the Dallas Cowboys some, a little bit of like how to hit people. How's that? Which might improve the team, but as long as little Jerry wants all the attention, right? So it ain't ever going to happen.
It might reduce the amount of Toradol shots they all have to get. That's good. That'll be less brain damage all the way around later, right? No?
Yeah, yeah.
Like
So
instead of shooting them up with Toradol, you
I think Jerry Jones should take the field. How's that?
I think he should change his name to Jim and start doing Kool-Aid commercials.
Maybe maybe he could be a spokesperson for
Waffle House.
Waffle House. There we go. And especially the one that's going to open in Times Square, right? Because now we know what kind of food to serve.
I can just see a couple of the Lyft passengers I picked up when I decided it was okay to work late, and then I just didn't stop because I was making money. And then I saw some stuff and had a couple people in my car that
Yeah, no, no.
probably are Waffle House candidates. We'll
Yeah,
call them
yeah.
that.
But see, you would have a new gathering place. Forget Starbucks and all the others. Just think of how people could come in any way, shape, or form, or dress, or beliefs, and hang out together.
It could bring people together.
Yes, yeah.
It'll bring people together.
Times Square Waffle
Times
House.
Square.
I would buy the franchise, only they don't franchise, right? So,
Maybe it's this.
and we would have a bellwether for weather because Waffle House never closes. So there, unless there's a disaster. So, and even if there was, I think there would have been a large presence of the losing party last night in our Waffle House. So there you go.
Well,
Right?
so maybe it's just better that it didn't happen before yesterday. That's all. Maybe now that yesterday's all over,
Yeah,
Waffle House, and you know what? He'll make sure that the waffles cost exactly the same at every restaurant.
yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
waffle will only be
No
25 cents.
discrimination. Right?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm.
And then everything's going to be like a big giant farmer's market, right? Isn't it? Isn't that what he said? Like all the stores will be like a community something.
Yeah, and no lottery tickets, alcohol, or tobacco at the company stores. I
I don't
mean,
have
government
any of
stores.
those, so who
Yeah,
cares? Doesn't
yeah.
affect me. Like as long as it doesn't affect me, who cares, right?
Well,
Because now I can blend in if I start acting like that. As long as it doesn't affect me.
yeah, I think there could be a big upsurge in, let's see, what they used to bootleg cigarettes and alcohol, and
Oh
they
yeah, like prohibition, like when
and
it
they
was
used
like
to have
that.
bookies and everything. So I think the growth economy in New York City will be bookies, um, alcohol and tobacco. I think the traditional vices will have an upsurge. How's that?
Starting to wonder about the space downstairs in the basement, man. You know that if anybody cares to, there's a music video I shot downstairs. It's called Oubliette. Go look that word up.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, Randy knows what that is.
Oh, this sounds
But
like
it
a
looks like really creepy. So, but now that this is happening and there's no more alcohol, no more tobacco, and no more lottery tickets, I think I should set up some kind of gambling and some alcohol and some tobacco and something
yeah,
in the boiler room.
yeah. You could have a resurgence of speakeasies. Like you
Yeah.
have to say the magic word.
But it's in the boiler room, and since we're in New York, you're just gonna have to deal with the fact.
Yeah,
Fact. There's
yeah.
cockroaches. I tug of war with them.
Yeah.
Welcome to my closet to deal with cockroaches every freaking day.
Yeah.
So gross. And
Yeah. You could,
rats. But
well,
maybe we could trade
several
them. And then they
several
could just put the
passwords you could
alcohol on
come up
trays.
with. To know who's on your side, you could say the password was like shalom or something.
Well, I'm on your side. I'm just saying, like, I'm providing trained rats to bring you your alcohol tied to their back. Same with the cockroaches we can use. This saves money on waiters.
Yeah.
Train the rats. Some of them are big enough, man. I'll tell you. They
Yeah.
could bring you a whole tray
Hey,
full of hot
if
tea
they
and
can hold a slice of pizza on the subway.
play tug of war with them.
Yeah,
Like,
no
yeah.
problem at all.
Hmm.
Right?
You want,
Trained rats. We
yeah.
shouldn't talk about
They're smart.
relation too much. Yeah.
Yeah, but see, like, the problem is if the politicians wanted to start role playing, we wouldn't be able to tell the difference if it's a rat or if it's a politician wandering around with your stuff
I've
on.
heard actors and actresses that got too deep into their roles, but and or we call it MK ultra programming, whichever way you want to look at it. So,
I'm gonna participate in some of that like next
so,
spring. I
so
like.
did our provocateur not offer us any questions this week?
Oh, he hasn't. Well, no, but he hasn't actually had his questions answered because here, just to be perfectly honest with you guys, today's Thursday. We usually don't tape until Monday. We're doing
Oh
it
yeah,
because
yeah,
somebody is going somewhere fast or
yeah,
something.
yeah. I'm going on to my wartime vacation, which is research.
Okay.
Warzone vacation research so that our NDE vacations can be a reality and I can report firsthand what my experience was and know that it was survivable. How's that?
It's good because this way you actually can come back here and teach people something and not say that you did it, and you can actually have done it and
Yeah,
gone to like the DMZ and come back from it.
yeah,
I like it.
yeah.
I like it. It just,
Lead from the front, not from behind. That's
well,
it.
lead from the front, not from behind, but when you're reading legal documents, always read it from the back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And just to offer myself for an upcoming role, I could lead the exodus from New York City. How's that?
Ubi sub ubi, what'd you say? Ubi ice cream?
Yeah, I'll be the leader of the exodus. I think there was a book about that and some guy named Moses or something, but I could lead them to the promised land and it's not Miami, it's Oklahoma. There
I
you
think
go.
you're confusing Moses with Charlton Heston and some
Oh
Jello.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I knew it was one of those guys.
Yeah, and there was Jello involved, but it
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
kinky.
yeah. I wonder if he was 100% male. Anyway,
You know,
we could revisit the past and do a lot of calibrations. That'd be
well, we
entertaining.
could. People seem to like to revisit the past and then they're not doing anything good now. But okay, if we want to do that, we could just for fun, for
Yeah,
a distraction.
yeah,
I don't know. I'd rather visit the future or create it
yeah.
somehow. I'd rather collapse my future than
Future,
visit
I
the
will say
past.
Dallas Cowboys lose their upcoming game. How's that?
Is that what you're going to predict?
That's going to be my energetically. I think at the end of the game, they will be zero energy or negative, meaning cry me a river.
I still think you're gonna bash each other over a pigskin and run around like it makes no sense.
Oh, would pigskins be allowed in New York City after this week?
Wow. All
Wow,
like
there's a, and
ham
it's
might be
the
banned.
same thing for the basketballs, maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Can you
Does-
imagine if you were to ban ham? There'd be a lot of people upset.
Yeah, yeah. I
But
mean,
that's where like Jewish people and all of the Middle Eastern people and the Buddhists, like they don't they don't eat ham, do they?
there's some esoteric traps coming up in the future, right? So,
And it'll have to do with food
it's
choices.
existential traps, right? Oh boy, I think we wore everybody out.
Did we? Are we
Yeah.
done?
Yeah.
Was it crazy enough for Vanna White, or is she bored? Did she fall asleep?
Yeah.
No, I honestly don't pay that much attention. I just do my own thing.
Wow.
So there's the report from our audience live from
No,
New York City.
it's
Right?
not because it's bad. It's because I've heard all of this for the last many years.
So you're probably really grateful that there's another outlet so that it's not
So
just,
grateful. So
Yeah,
grateful.
yeah,
you're
yeah.
welcome. If it's
Oh
really
God.
bad, like, and you need me to do it a lot, I'm just gonna have to ask you for money, but like, we're good for now.
Yeah,
Okay, well, we'll have to talk.
yeah, yeah. Okay, everybody. I'll be a year older or a day older.
Happy birthday
Way,
to you.
way deeper in debt without your Zelle contribution. How's that
Yeah,
song?
he's snarky about it. I'm actually like, come on, bring it, man. Don't you
Old
like this
man, the
den?
coming
I like the
soon.
den. I like
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Let's not have to videotape these Zooms from anywhere else, please. Thank you. Unless it's my idea.
Okay. I'll work on future movies and near-death experience vacations, NDEVs. So, and I'm leading the Exodus for New York, and I can provide relocation services to anybody that wants to escape New York. So, see you there.
It could be a tempting offer. Careful what you ask for there, buddy.
Yeah, yeah. Call me. Call me. Okay. La di da. La di da.
La di da. Tra la la. Okay, bye. Hmm.
Tra, tra la la.